Hello everyone and welcome to a new IK video. This is Ken and finally I've got the perfect report to explain how does LifeLink works. I already talked plenty of times about the skill and how does it decrease the damage being received by the immortal occupying LifeLink if the skill was active, and the amount of damage that is being decreased is 50%. Not only does it decrease the damage, but it reflects the 50% of the damage that has been decreased into the enemy team, and the damage being shared by two immortals at the same time. So let's just read the skill carefully. Every 6 seconds after the battle starts, has a 50% chance of creating a lifelink. So this is the chance of triggering the skill, activating the skill in the fight. Creating a lifelink with two enemy units, they will share your received damage of 50% for 6 seconds. So let's just say that I'm using the skill on an immortal such as Hippolyta, and Hippolyta was targeted by a skill that deals, let's say, 1 million damage. So this 1 million damage, if the lifelink was active, Hippolyta will receive only half of this damage, which means that she receives only 500k damage. The other 500k damage will be applied to two immortals that are the lifelink targets in the fight. So one immortal will receive half of this 500k, which is 250, and the other immortal will receive the 250. This is just simplifying how does the skill work. So let's move into the report that we have here. I think this is the report, hopefully. Yeah, this is the report. You can see that the damage taken from Melanthius. Okay, let's start just by the basics. So you see Dark Breath in this scenario deals 2 million true damage, and I already explained how does shadow element or shadow units receive 25% damage increase into the regular elements that includes fire, water, wind, lightning, and earth. So in this scenario, Melanthius targeting Trajan by Dark Breath. So in a normal fight, Dark Breath should apply or should deal 2 million and a half damage, and this is true damage. It does not being affected by either magical defense or a physical defense. 200 million damage to Trajan with the 25% because of the element advantage. This damage should be 2 million and a half true damage. All right, so Melanthius targets Trajan with the Dark Breath. That means Trajan should receive 2 million and a half damage. But in my case here, I'm using lifelink in Trajan, and you can see that Trajan received from Dark Breath, there Melanthius received only half the damage that I talked about. So he should be receiving 2 million and a half damage. However, he received only 1,250,000 damage, half the damage exactly. So the other half of the damage should be applied to the two of the enemy teams, two of these shadow immortals. However, since they are shadow immortals, that means that they will not get the bonus damage, which is the 25%, right? So let's see which immortals of these got to share the lifelink damage. You see here, this is Melanthius. This is the lifelink damage transfer, 1 attempt. You see the damage is exactly 500,000, and this should be the other immortal here, Melanthius lifelink damage transfer. The damage is exactly 500,000. This happened because these two immortals are shadow immortals, and Melanthius doesn't get the element advantage, which is the 25% damage increase, which means that this damage does not increase on the shadow immortals. They receive the damage exactly as it is written, which is, as you can see here, 500,000 and 500,000. This is a perfect report that doesn't usually happen, but I was so happy to get this report in order to show you guys how does lifelink works and how does the element advantage works for shadow against the regular elements, or the regular elements against each other as well. So one more time, you can see here the damage received by Trajan, by Melanthius, is half the damage that it was supposed to receive. This is all thanks to lifelink, and you can see the damage was directed into Bjorn and Tomaris. Tomaris and Bjorn was supposed to receive 750,000 damage each, but since they are a shadow immortals, they did not get Melanthius in this case did not get the element advantage, which is the 25. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm so happy that I got this report and I finally managed to explain the LifeLink mechanics in the right way. So apply this to anything else, maybe like Spider. If you're attacking Spider, and we all know Spider deals an insane amount of damage, and in this scenario here we're using LifeLink in Hippolyta. So let's say that Spider did 100 million damage to Hippolyta. So that means that Hippolyta will only receive half of this damage. If we're lucky enough, that means Absolute Defense will block this damage, and half of this damage should be applied to 2 enemy units. And since there is only 1 enemy unit in the Spider fight, that means that the Spider fight will get 25% of the LifeLink damage, which means that instead of getting 50 million damage, he will get 25 million damage. This is why using LifeLink combined with Absolute Defense against Spider or against Rift Breaker or against any single target's boss that deals a lot of damage is the perfect skill to use against them. And I already explained this in a lot of my previous videos, but this is my first time ever getting a report showing exactly what it does look like using LifeLink and how does the mechanics actually work. So this will be all for this one. Hopefully I managed to explain it the right way and I did not confuse you even further. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a wonderful day.